What is going on, everybody? My name is Baloo and welcome to the jungle. This is the channel where we take a very simple approach to technical analysis. We look at the price in the context of volume using the Wyckoff method. If that is something that interests you, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every single day, except for the days that I don't. So in today's video, I want to talk about BIRD. So I was talking about BIRD quite a while ago. You know, it's so hard to pick which projects are going to do well and which ones are not, but BIRD really resonated with me because the DeFi lending space is developed quite considerably, but there is no way to actually ascertain if somebody is worth more credit worthiness and therefore more lending than another person who may have, you know, a quote unquote bad credit score. So BIRD was one token that I recommended back at $20. So, you know, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe because me and Tio from the Arcane Bear do a lot of really a lot of digging to find these gems for you guys. So please hit the subscribe button and join the group today. But yeah, BIRD token. Anyways, we were talking about it at about $20. It's now up to $100, so it's 4x. And here's the crazy thing. I don't think we're done. I do not think we're done. I think we're actually just getting started here on BIRD. So it's basically a FICO score. So for those who are not US citizens, who may not be familiar with a FICO score, when you go to the bank and you have credit worthiness, you know, if you have good credit, you're eligible for higher amounts of loaning, whereas if you have bad credit, you're eligible for less. And that's kind of the infrastructure that BIRD is trying to implement into the DeFi ecosystem to kind of have just, you know, emulate the markets that exist today. And I'm very bullish on that. Anytime we have another layer added to decentralized finance that mimics the markets that we have today, whether you agree with how the markets work today or not, it's irrelevant. They're there for a reason. And whenever we have these projects that mimic what is already happening, I get quite bullish. So I was very bullish on BIRD, and I just want to go over the technicals on it. So right now, it is only available on Uniswap. So if you are interested in purchasing it, you do need to learn how to purchase a token using a decentralized exchange like Uniswap, like SushiSwap. Any of those DEXs will likely have BIRD available. I know that Uniswap does. I don't have a lot of experience with some of the other decentralized exchanges, but you can only purchase it on a DEX for right now in time. So we're going to take a look at the Ethereum pair a little bit later in the video, but right now let's consider the US dollar pair. The US dollar pair on this asset is not something that I'm giving a lot of gravity to, just considering that it is only available on Uniswap. Because it's on Uniswap, it's Ethereum. So all of the pairing is done on Ethereum. So I am going to dive into the Ethereum side, but let's talk in US dollars because it's a currency that we're a little bit more familiar with. You know, we deal with fiat currencies in this world, so having that correlation between the US dollar and the asset's performance is a lot easier to understand than that of what is going on with the Ethereum pair. So I'm going to keep it very simple. We're basically taking the stairs. So, you know, we had this rally up to our buyer's climax. I'm just going to make note of the buyer's climax right here. Turn my magnet on. Oops. Right there. Nope. Not quite. Right there. Right at the buyer's climax right here. Sorry, I'm not able to chart this on TradingView. I am on chartx.pro. This is a website that you can go to for getting analysis on some of these Uniswap pairs. So we had our buyer's climax. We were consolidating below that for quite a bit. We finally got our breakout to about $90 and our pullback. So this is our backup onto this. And as a result of the backup, we got a huge move up to $150. So a lot of momentum. A lot of people are saying, yeah, no, BIRD, I can't buy BIRD. It's already pumped. Be that as it may, there's a lot of interest in this asset. And, you know, nothing I say is financial advice ever, but I personally feel as though we're just getting started on this. So let's just dive into this consolidation right here. We may get a test down to the previous sign of strength level right here. So yeah, keep an eye on $89. There is support there on $89. We may even wick down to the $80 level, something around that point. So, you know, keep your eye on that. So let's just drop down to the 1 hour on BIRD. Now, I don't typically do pattern trading, but I do like to keep things simple, and there is a signal in Wyckoff that is called the jump across the creek. Let's just first get the trading range identified here. So I'm just going to go to the buyer's climax. I'm going to make note of the automatic reaction. I'm just going to take this line from over here, bring it over there. So we had our buyer's climax to our automatic reaction right there. And this is effectively our new trading range. Now, when you have a breach of the bottom of the range, which we had here on nice volume, we had a lot of buying coming in to protect this range. This could be a short-term spring action. So if this does confirm as a spring, the next thing we're looking for is a test and a jump across the creek. So we got our spring, we now have our test, and we're looking for the jump across the creek. So the jump across the creek is basically just a break of a downward sloping line of resistance. And conveniently enough, it is also what a lot of people in pattern trading do, is they draw these pennants and they draw these triangles. So all I'm looking for is a jump across the creek. So what we're looking for, you know, we got our spring action, we got our test, and now we need a break of this, a test of that line, and then a consolidation above and a continuation to the upside. Let me make that a brighter color so that you can see that a little bit better. Wow, my drawing is very squiggly on this app. Forgiveness for that. Yeah, so that's basically what we are seeing on the US dollar pair. Now, another thing that I like to do with Wyckoff analysis is I try to interpret the momentum behind what is going on. So, you know, or the potential energy that's built up inside of the accumulation range. So it's one of the three laws of Wyckoff. You know, there's effort versus results, there's supply versus demand, and then there's the cause and the effect. The cause is the accumulation, and the effect is the markup. So how high can the asset appreciate in value before supply re-enters the market, and then you need to start paying attention to what is happening. Are we in a distribution? Are we in reaccumulation? But no matter how you slice it, you know, there is a way to kind of measure where these levels of significance come into play. And you do that with point and figure charts. Now, on chartx.pro, I cannot do point and figure charts, but I can do them with the Ethereum pair on BIRD. So for those who don't know, point and figure is this very strange and old method of calculating a stock or an asset's price. It was invented, well, point and figure has been a style for a very long time, well over 100 years. And Richard D. Wyckoff has figured out a way to kind of do price projections based on point and figure charts. So if we break down this accumulation, this is the accumulation range right here. You know, we have a buyer's climax right here. We'll make note of the buyer's climax. We have our automatic reaction, secondary test, blah, blah, blah. You could get into the finer details, spring. But the three levels that we are most concerned about are the spring, which is the lowest level of the accumulation range. So we'll make note of the lowest level. And then the LPS, which is the last point of support before a break of the range. By the way, this structure is looking very, very good. Remember how we had the backup on the dollar pair before the blast off? Oops, what's going on there? Let me just delete all this. Don't need a lot of this information here. Come on, delete. Okay, whatever, it doesn't want to delete. Anyways, this was the backup, this area right here. We had our sign of strength and a backup on the dollar pair before a very significant move up. Now, if we look at the point and figure chart on BIRD, we just had our sign of strength and we're just on our backup. So some would argue that the real move inside of BIRD is potentially about to happen. So I don't want to get anybody too hyped up. I don't want anybody to FOMO into anything. I'm a cartoon bear. You shouldn't get your advice from a cartoon bear. But what I personally am quite bullish on BIRD. Again, you know, you cannot place a stop loss on BIRD right now. So your risk management needs to be in a line with that potential. You cannot protect the position with a stop loss. Let me repeat, you cannot protect your position with a stop loss. Very, very high risk. You're basically signing up to the fact that you are okay with losing 100% of your position. So keep that in mind. If you do decide to enter this asset, how much money are you willing to lose? If you're not willing to lose the amount that you're thinking of, do not put it in. So that's the disclaimer aside. Let's just draw a range here. We'll just draw the accumulation, the area of concern here, the area of interest, I guess I should say. This is the accumulation box. So we're going to grab our measuring tool and we're going to go from the O bars. So there's X's and O's. The X's are up, the O's are down. We're going to start our count from the O's and we're going to stop our count from the X. So that gives us 137 bars. So I'm just going to put that into the calculator, 137 times the box size. So up here on the PNF chart, we have a traditional box at 0.0005. That is our box size. So I'm going to take 137. You know what? Let me write it down. I'm going to take 137 columns or bars times the box size, which is 0.0005 box, times the reversal. So basically for every box you need 3 down boxes to be able to change the direction of the trend. We don't need to get into point and figure too much. I'm just, you know, you just times it by 3 equals the value of the accumulation. So let's just pop that into the calculator. 137 times 0.0005 times that by 3. That gives us a box value of 0.2055 Ethereum. That is our box value, okay? So this value right here, I'll just make that a little bit bigger so you can see. We're gonna add the box value, the accumulation value, to the spring and to the LPS to get a range. So I'll just draw a target line. We'll make this right here. This will be our low target. And we will go into the settings and change the coordinates. And we're going to take our box value, which is 0.2055, and we're going to add that to the spring number, which is right here, 0.019. Oops, 0.019, and that gives us a value of 0.2245. So that is our conservative count. We will then grab another target range, and this one will be our high count, and we will change the coordinates there. And we will take again our box accumulation value, which is 0.2055 Ethereum, plus the lowest line of the LPS, the last point of support before leaving the box, which is 0.032. That gives us a count of 0.2375. So nearly a quarter of an Ethereum is the count that we have on BIRD. So we're just going to zoom out here, and here's our range basically. So as a result of this backup, as a result of this accumulation, in theory, nothing is, you know, a guarantee ever, but in theory, there's enough fuel in the tank to get a price target up in this range, which is close to about a quarter of an Ethereum per BIRD. Again, everybody's strategy is going to be different. I'm simply sharing this for educational purposes, just to kind of show you the method that Richard D. Wyckoff would use to get those price projections. So, this is not your signal to go out and buy BIRD. This is your signal to consider the information that I'm presenting to you and come up with your own decision and your own risk metrics and your own strategy for anything that you do with your own portfolio. So very bullish targets, but we are in a very bullish market. So that's what I'm seeing inside of the charts. If you would like to sign up for the free newsletter, there is a link down below. Sign up for the free newsletter where we do a lot of these breakdowns and a lot of these educational examples of what to look for when interpreting charts and learning the Wyckoff method. It's a free newsletter, and I would also invite you to join the private bear den. So there's a link down below where you can join the Arcane Bear and his bear den. And in there, we're doing a ton of analysis, a ton of charts and coin calls, and a ton of educational material, because to be a trader is to be self-reliant. So if you are wanting to embark on this journey of learning how to trade assets, this works in all markets, but obviously you're here for crypto. If you're wanting guidance on this journey, you do need valuable information, and we do focus a lot on education inside of the den, and we can help you on your journey with gaining knowledge inside of this crazy space we call cryptocurrency. So with that, that is all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed the content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if there are any projects or coins that you would like me to take a look at, leave them in the comments section down below. And until next time, please trade safe out there. It's a jungle. Peace.